You see the live button, man.
Oh man, okay. Caught me off guard. I was doing something. Yo, what's good, man? Word.
You already know. Knicks Talk Tuesdays. All Ball
Yeah,
TV
man.
live.
Yeah, man. A beautiful Tuesday out here in New York City, man. Going up to 70 today, man. What's going on with you?
Crazy. I'm trying to see if my mom wants me a part of the kids going out to the movies to watch Super Mario.
Oh, I went and seen that.
Yeah? You saw it?
Yeah, what, man? I'm listening, man. I'm a big Mario man. I still play that. That's the greatest game of all time.
Super Mario?
Hands down.
Wow.
Hands
Okay.
down.
What's
Yeah,
your
yeah.
favorite? What's your favorite Super Mario? Or top three, real quick off the top of your head. Super Mario games for
One,
all
two, and
ball.
three. One, two, and three.
That was easy.
Yeah, simple. I'm old school. I'm simple. All the other ones was cool, but one, two, and three. I think two was when the princess, but you could fly and all that, and then three was legendary when you could turn into the raccoon and all that. Come on, man.
Crazy,
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Now everything else after that was cool with the Mario Kart and everything was, but one, two, and three. Listen, man, that's the first time in history you've seen either a movie or a game for three times be better than the prior. Number one was legendary, two was better than one, and then three was better than two.
Trying to
Name a
think.
game like that.
I'm trying to think what Resident Evil Part 3 was, but Resident Evil ain't as legendary as Super Mario.
Come on, then remember Contra, then you had Super Contra, then after that it was over.
How about Street Fighter?
Exactly. Street Fighter 1 and 2 after that.
3 was a nosedive.
Everything was nosedived after three. After two, really. A lot of stuff. Even if it goes to movies. But yeah, Mario, man, I'm a Super Mario Bros. Fanatic. Like literally, that first one I can play all day.
Mm.
Like literally all day. Yeah. But the movie is real short. So just to give you a heads up, that shit about an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh,
I,
wow.
yeah, hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, I caught at 7 o'clock. Let's just say it started at about 7:20-ish with the previews.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the movie theater. It wasn't even, I don't think it was probably maybe a quarter to nine. If that.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. But the kids will love it. Kids will love it.
I'm gonna fall
Yeah.
asleep regardless. Once the lights go out, for some reason, I
Got
don't
you.
care what
Got
movie
you.
it is. I don't care what
Got
gangster
you.
it is, nothing. Yo, so Knicks Talk Tuesday.
Let's get it.
What? How do we start this, man? How do we start this?
Um,
Like,
let's let, let
excited?
let's let's start on a good note. Yes, very excited. The Knicks are in the playoffs. We are
Mm-hmm.
not in the play-in. We are actually the fifth seed. So that's something to be very excited about. We was very competitive this year, and this weekend sums it all up. I don't agree with Stephen A. Smith. He got off the New York Knicks bandwagon a long time ago, so I don't even know why he talks about the Knicks. I
Right.
heard him say if we lose in the first round of season is a failure. That is false. I'm tired of everybody finding reasons to be disrespectful to my Knicks. What about if the Clippers lose in the first round? What about if the Suns lose in the first round? What about if Golden State lose in the first round? That's not a failure. What if Miami plays Boston, however the play-in work out, and Boston loses in the first round? Everybody always want to be so disrespectful and rude to the Knicks. So for Stephen A. and Richard Jefferson, y'all know what y'all can do. Kiss my where the sun don't shine. This is a I'm very excited this weekend. Yeah, that's right. Come on, man.
Richard Jefferson said that.
He just hate the Knicks and I don't like him. That's just a fact. Who cares?
I just seen him on JJ Redick's podcast, and he was saying how the Knicks fans just come off rude, and I agree with him. I think
So
like
what?
if you well, I'm saying like that's why I don't like even on Knicks Twitter. I don't like these dudes. They coming off way too like get out of here with all that. Like I get it, that's part of our crowd, but at the same time, Richard Jefferson shouldn't base that off. Every crowd has a crazy fan base. The Golden State fan base is
Exactly.
the worst.
But that just excuse me, I'm just getting up. That just proved my point. Everybody always want to find a reason to be disrespectful to New York and to the New York Knicks and to the New York Knicks fans. And I'm not having it. Everybody has a crazy fan base. They expect us not to be excited about being in the playoffs.
Right,
That
and
that
then
kills me.
that's a great point because, like I told everybody else, all of y'all are copying our blueprint. We started this in the 90s. I keep on saying ad nauseum. Kevin Knox, Frank Ntilikina. We turn these into household names down there because that's what we are. We're a hype machine.
Because they was a Knick. Yup.
Yeah,
exactly.
And even Cam Reddish had a look what we're going through with RJ Barrett right now. We can't come to a conclusion that he might, whatever your opinion is of him, we can't do any of that because of our crazy fan base. But y'all copied that. The whole world copied that, and we never won the thing since 1973 or whatever it is, right? But they still have to follow our blueprint. Without this blueprint, Richard Jefferson, you don't have a job. What are you talking about? JJ Redick, you don't have a job. What are you talking about? We create this whole vibration. This, call us what you want. That first take culture that you guys sneak peek in there and get a little dose of attention for to promote your stuff. Stop it. We created that. Stephen A. Smith, even though I don't like what he said, I don't agree with him either. He is a crazy New Yorker. That's what he is. That's what he represents. So y'all, listen. At the end of the day, with Stephen A., I disagree with him too. I don't like that bozo, fan talk. Like I've damn near given up on the Knicks because I didn't like what they did. But to say this season will be a failure, nobody expected Jalen Brunson to do what he's doing, to be a leader like that. Everyone wrote off Julius Randle. The Cleveland Cavaliers got Donovan Mitchell. They're supposed to be in a better position the way everybody hyped up that trade. So if they lose to us, nobody's talking about that. Let's start there.
Now,
what if Donovan Mitchell loses this series?
Great point, and that's, you make my point again. And I'm tired of keep saying point, but everybody, this is a reason to shit on the Knicks. Like you said, let's flip the scenario. What if Cleveland loses in the first round? Is that a failure? Like, we had an all-star this year, and then we had a borderline all-star this year. So technically, we might have had two. We for sure had one. Nobody expected us to have an all-star. Nobody expected us to be in the 5th seed. Well, let's be realistic. If Coach Tibbs would have coached a little better, we lost about 10 to 15 games where we should have won. So we could have possibly been the 3rd or the 4th seed. Then we might have the 6th man of the year. And if he's not the winner, he's the runner-up. So let me get this straight. We in the 5th seed. We have an all-star. We have a Jalen Brunson that nobody expected to be this good. And we may have a potential 6th man of the year. Where's the celebration at?
We have a number 3 pick that hasn't played like a number 3 pick. We at the number 5 spot in spite of whatever it is.
No, but Fabe, let's stick with the positives, right?
No, that is positive.
But that's kind of a negative to me, where it's like, yo, we got a 3rd pick that didn't so far take that leap.
Right. But I'm saying he didn't take the leap, and now we're still in 5th. Like, whatever y'all want. He's not John Moran. He's not on Zion. What did y'all expect?
Right. But I'm saying, if we just really stick to the positives, those 3, nobody thought that. Nobody thought we'd be in the playoffs, let alone the 5th seed. Nobody thought Jalen Brunson would pan out to this, including me. And I ate crow, and I apologize crazy, and I'm a big Brunson fan. But I didn't think he was going to come and turn around the Knicks culture. Nobody thought that. Then we had an all-star. And we may have a 6th. Like, come on, man. So for people to not want us to be happy, to be excited, it just goes to show you why the Knicks hate is real in the world.
Yeah.
It's real. It's real.
Shout out to Dom Drop for pointing out again that we missed Mitchell Robinson against the Atlanta Hawks 2 seasons ago.
We missed him a lot this season also, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's perfect. We did miss him a lot this year, but we kept the train rolling. Julius Randle's been out the last 2 weeks. We kept the train rolling. I think we know how to. We talked about Rudy Gobert versus Mitchell Robinson yesterday, and why I don't really see a difference, because Mitchell Robinson, you have to get him out of the game at certain points. So we were able to figure out with his time being out, we were able to figure out how to play without him. Like, we got to talk about Quentin Grimes, man. Listen. He's averaging 10 3-point shots a game damn near the last month of the year, shooting them at 45%.
Now, I wasn't a big fan of Grimes at the beginning. So when there was a lot of trade rumors and people were saying they wanted Grimes and they didn't want to give him up, I was excited. Man, give Grimes up. I was wrong again. Grimes right now, hey, man, listen, if he could continue to knock down that 3 and be feisty on that defense, he earns a contract to stay with the Knicks. Now, I would switch and bring him off the bench and put Quickly in that starting spot. But right now, Grimes is playing great basketball, and he's playing it at the right time. Him and Quickly right now, the basketball they are playing, leading into the playoffs, is right on time. Those are arguably two of our best players right now. They was carrying us because Brunson, remember, he came back a little shaky off that injury.
Mm-hmm.
So let's be realistic. As good as Randle's been this last month, Grimes and Quickly is the ones that's getting us over the hump.
Look at it right here. The last 6 games, 15 shot attempts, 54% from the field. He's shooting 10 3-pointers a game at 48%.
Yo, that's a lot.
5 rebounds and 23 points per game.
That's a lot of threes per game for Grimes. And I like it because you got to be able to knock down a three in today's game. As much as I hate it, as much as, you live by the three, you die by the three. Listen, man, you got to be able to knock down some threes. I don't care what nobody say. So for him to be taking them shots and making them, he's got to be, 40-something% right now?
For the year?
Well, let's just say for the last maybe 10, 15 games.
Nah, he's shooting from 3 is 47% from the field.
Exactly.
54%.
Exactly. So we just need that to carry over into the playoffs.
Well, and that was my thing though, but when you were saying that, I saw the potential in them. Again, the summer league doesn't say everything, but there's something you can see with certain players. I saw Ben Mathurin in the summer league. I saw Keegan Murray in the summer league. Shout out to Zach Randolph from the Zach Ramey from the Z Show. He pointed out Keegan Murray and Ben Mathurin from Indiana. So I just wanted to keep my eye on them. But same thing with these guys. There's a chemistry with Quentin Grimes, IQ, Obi, and Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride, I'm the least, big on, positive out for the future. But Grimes has always shown this. Last year he did this when he started against Toronto. He was on fire. I think they had to bench either Alec Burks or somebody. But I knew he was going to shoot 8 3-pointers and make them because that's his MO. This year when he was playing Toronto, Scotty Barnes was talking all this smack. Shout out to Joe Rose. He was saying, yeah, he ain't built like that. I'm like, what is Scotty Barnes doing? He had a fall off from last year. Quentin Grimes ain't really as bad as you think he is. I watch him. This ain't no Franklin Lakina hype. I've seen him. So again, having Julius Randle out of the game, having Mitchell Robinson out of the game, you got to figure out where you're going to score your points from. So I think there's a rhythm to these players, especially once someone like Randle is out, because he handles the ball so much and he does X, Y, Z. Right.
Well, these Knicks remind me of the 90s Knicks. And with the feistiness, the defense, the toughness, the effort, and just sometimes being undersized and undermanned. Remember, we don't have no superstar. We don't have the hype. We don't have a Kawhi, a LeBron, a KD, a AD, a Joe. Like, come on, man. So this remind me of Spreewell, Pat, Starks, God rest his soul, the great Anthony Mason. Like, these dudes is coming together at the right time, and I really think they could do something special. I think we're going to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers this Saturday, 6:00 p.m. Eastern. It's going down. If we get to that second round, man, team's going to be a little nervous. So this weekend is very huge for us, but I disagree with Stephen A. and the basketball world. Sometimes it's how you lose. Now, Cleveland is a tough team, so I expect it to go 7 games. I expect it to be a tough series. I expect Donovan Mitchell to be the best player in the series, but I also expect our Knicks to continue to keep doing the same thing, playing tough, smart basketball. And I expect Quickly and Grimes to be the difference makers. There's one player that I'm disappointed in right now, and I think he can make up for it all in the playoffs. That's RJ Barrett. Right now, if RJ Barrett can play good in these playoffs and help us get this win in this series, it erase all the bad he's done this season. It's time for him to step up.
I think think that goes for any player, but just so you can explain. You know, I like RJ Barrett as far as a star. He's unafraid. He's tough. But explain to me, what can you possibly see him? How do you see him contributing to turn this around? Because I just don't see it.
On the defensive end, rebounding and hitting big shots and open shots. He has to average 20 plus. Has to be aggressive, but has to play smart. No turnovers, no silly plays. But also defense. You have to stay in front of your man. No silly fouls and no turnovers. But once again, hit the shots when you're wide open. Smart basketball. This is where you being a lottery pick is proven. This is where you prove yourself. I cannot have him in this series averaging 14, 15 points. No, unless you're going to average that with 10, 11 rebounds. But we need him to be special. We need him to be the player that we know he can be. Simple and plain. So, yes, I expect a lot from him this series. I expect him to play defense. I'm going to repeat it. I expect him to play smart basketball, limit the turnovers, and I expect him to hit the open shots and take good shots. So, yes, I expect a lot from RJ Barrett in this series because everybody else has proven themselves.
So you see him 19 points per game for the year.
Yes.
For the year, 5 rebounds a game, 2.8 assists. For his career, same number. Well, he's 18 points per game. He's doing better than that. He's averaging less rebounding, like you just said. He averages 1 or 2 more rebounds in the playoffs. That would be impressive. And the other thing is, we can go maybe later on in the season how he's been doing the last 10 games.
Right.
He missed the last 2 games, but before that, let's see, last 8 or 9 games, 17 points per game. He's shooting 46% from the field, 46.5, and 32% from the 3-point line. 5.5 free throws, 72% from the free throw line. That's what I'm a little worried about him.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm sorry. Give me that 3-point field goal percentage again.
32.4 for the
Disgusting.
last 7 games. Yeah.
It was, but all right. But what is it for the season?
For the season, it was
because it still may be low, in the 30s. And also, what is his free throw percentage for the year?
70. That's 74%.
That's bad.
Yeah. That you can't, because now it's almost like maybe you're scared to get to the basket.
But he's always been a bad free throw shooter. It's like, come on, brother, it's your 4th, 5th year in the league.
Right, 70, almost 71% for his career. So he hasn't been a great free. Unlike Immanuel Quickly came in the game shooting pretty decent at the free throw line, like 84%, if I'm not mistaken. So I expected him to get better with his 3-point shot.
Right.
But I just don't see anything but effort and scheming for RJ Barrett. I don't expect, you said defensively, I think he gets beat too much. I don't see how he's gonna really stay in front of anybody. When he gets to the basket, if it's not a one-on-one play, to me, he'll body you. He has a lot of strength to him. If he can't body you, he kind of gets stuck. He has made it several plays where he'll make a hesitation move or get into his move and he'll kick it out. He has that much awareness compared to, let's say, Julius Randle. Julius Randle kind of gets stuck on like the 3-point line, trying to figure out on the jab step. Yeah,
it's like he be glitching or something, man. I'll be like, what the hell? Yeah.
Yeah. So RJ really doesn't glitch. I think he really in the offseason has to really, really work on a next, some move or a move or two going right or something, because they figured him out. You're not going right. You're going to go left. And even there, where's your bag at? Because it's not like he doesn't have a high IQ. I think he does have a high IQ. I think he has a good head on his shoulders. But because of that, speaking of IQ, Immanuel Quickly.
Listen, I wasn't a fan of him early in the season because it was evident. Listen, man, he used to take bad shots. I seen him come in the game and pull from half one time. Like literally, as soon as he subbed in the game, the shot he took was like a 40-something foot. I'm like, but throughout the season, he's gotten so much better. Listen, man, quickly, I'm gonna say it again. Next season, should be the starting two guard for the New York Knicks.
Over Grimes?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
That prediction was sponsored by Bougie, baby.
Yes.
But
Yes.
we drink with our pinkies up.
Yes.
So you have Immanuel Quickly start. He should start next year over Grimes.
Yes, he should. He earned that. He earned that. Yeah. And Grimes should be the sixth man coming off the bench. Yes. Listen, man, we have an opportunity to do something special. The Knicks have money, we have picks, and we have players that teams are interested in. No matter what happens, we are in a good position right now. This is why Knicks fan base is very happy. Look at the hole we had to dig ourselves out of. What Phil Jackson did to us. You kidding me? Like, we went from just bad picks, bad coaching, bad moves, to now we in the playoffs. We're fun to watch. We're competitive. And we have players that you want to watch and want to root for. See, it's different when you just a fan of something and there's nothing to root for. Like, I like to see Quickly on the floor now. I like to see Obi on the break. I love when Brunson got the ball. I love when Randle catches on fire and goes for 50 plus. So Knicks are very excited and very excited for this moment, us as fans. But this weekend, game one is very important. I think we need to win game one. What's going on with Randle? Is there any new news as far as his injury?
No, they haven't said anything since yesterday. Oh, they were just saying he's day to day. They haven't figured that out. They haven't announced anything. I didn't hear anything today. I'm pulling it up now. Julius Randle still making progress. Yeah, 17 hours ago. Same thing.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what's the thought process of a Knicks fan if we lose this series and Randle doesn't play? Should the Knicks team should people be able to make fun of us? Or should we get treated like every organization where they're going to go if Suns beat Clippers? Well, you know they didn't have Paul George.
And that's a good point. And I think it gives the Knicks credit. Like when the Knicks talk, Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau, they're gonna say, "Oh, look, we were missing our guy. You see why we load him so much. You see why we got him on this pedestal." Is it a built-in excuse? For me, it's not, because I think that we're better when Julius Randle is not in the way of these young guys. I don't think they fit. Same thing, people think I'm crazy, but John Morant and that Memphis team, they kind of don't mesh. Julius Randle's not a perfect marriage with the chemistry of this team. So for me, it would be a huge disappointment. But for the Knicks organization, they're gonna keep promoting that BS. They're gonna keep saying, like, see, to me it's propaganda. Like, they're gonna act like, remember, that's why we signed this guy and gave him that money. That's why we have him as a number one guy.
So hold on, you telling me you obviously think the Knicks can beat Cleveland without Julius Randle?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Me personally, because I've seen, like, Obi Toppin, bro. You didn't hear the way Donovan Mitchell spoke about them? He was kind of scared about them. When he said Obi Toppin in the starting lineup, he goes, yo, all they do is fly. They can't do that. Cleveland is the number one pace in the league. They slow that game down. They do not want to run like that. They don't want Jarrett Allen going up and down that court. Jarrett Allen's injury prone. Evan Mobley's in his second season. They don't have I love Cleveland from last year. Donovan Mitchell was a great addition. You don't have that defensive personnel to go up and down. That's what I'm saying. We have a team that can change gears on you. Jalen Brunson can push that rock. And again, we have our discrepancies with Josh Hart when he's on a fast break. And bro, just get the ball out of your hands. You're a little too erratic.
Oh my God.
But the first thing he does is when he grabs a rebound, and part of the reason why he's erratic because he's trying to do two things at once, which is look up and dribble. But he's looking up. Julius Randle ain't looking up and pushing that ball ahead. When Josh Hart is in there, it changes everything. And Donovan Mitchell is well aware of that. He does not like that. Boston can't play like that. Remember, Cleveland's a bad matchup for Boston because Boston doesn't like that slow down pace with a team that's defensively like that and has two guys in the middle to claw the lane on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. We don't have that issue, especially when we can get those easy baskets. That's all we're missing because they know we swarm on defense. That's our identity with Tibbs.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, I can respectfully disagree. I don't think we're better without Randle. maybe at times or certain points in the game, I can agree because Randle is a ball stopper. He is a ball hog. And at times he's definitely hard to watch. But I cannot say we're better without him. I think we need him to beat Cleveland. Now, can we beat Cleveland without him? I think so, but it's going to be tough. We're going to have to play a perfect game. See, this is where RJ Barrett comes in play. You're not going to beat a good team with Brunson, Quickly, and Grimes. I'm sorry. It's no disrespect. You're not going to beat a good team with that core. Barrett has to step up. Barrett has to step up. He's 6'8". He a lefty. Come on, man. He's strong. He got to step up.
I think
He cannot get, I'm sorry to cut you off. He cannot get lost in this series. When we talk about Knicks and being excited and the playoffs and the 5th seed and how we going to beat Cleveland, his name has to come up. He cannot fly under the radar, and we cannot lose sight of that. He has to step up. Because, if it's up to me, depending on how he playing this series, his ass will be on the trading block. Straight up. Go in this series and flop if you want to. You got to go, bro. So
according to fan side, real quick, a little update on Julius Randle. What Thibodeau said last was, is he just the next step following protocol progression, so making good, steady progress. That's before the Knicks lost at the Garden. He's shooting, but no contact or anything like that. But he's doing well overall. It's promising that Randle is no longer in a walking boot and is back to shooting. So he's out of the walking boot and he's back to shooting. A guy like that, he's a force. I think he's a force. And like you said, yeah, he makes the game easier. Especially like I always say, you thought I was crazy, but I don't care if RJ Barrett and Julius Randle come off the bench. These guys are not number one franchise guys. They're not franchise players to be getting that spot like that. Jalen Brunson has put himself in that position because he's a leader, and they follow his lead. They follow his spirit. What the hell is the Julius Randle spirit? He's kind of crazy. RJ Barrett, I love him, but his spirit really isn't there on the court. I think off the court, RJ Barrett is probably a leader, more so than I could ever imagine. But on the court is what we're talking about. Julius Randle's as an energy guy. Again, he's a super athlete, super talent, like a Russell Westbrook. But look how the Clippers manage him. Look how the Lakers are trying to manage him. That super athlete who doesn't really have a mid-range game. Not that you can't win with them. And yes, they can make the game easier for you. But it ain't like the Clippers. Will we be surprised if the Clippers can win without Russell Westbrook? I wouldn't be surprised. But he's definitely, you'd rather play him because he's he makes a major impact with his body type. He's just amazing.
Yeah, but that Clippers thing, just real quick. See, I don't like that comparison because once again, we don't have a Kawhi Leonard. So, I think, Julius Randle coming off the bench, I totally disagree with that. I like Brunson, and I've been telling you that. I think Brunson is our best player, but to be realistic, Randle is our best player. And I can see how people see that. Now, you're big on Barrett coming off the bench, and I didn't agree with you for a while. But I'm starting to understand that a little bit. Now, remember, I was going at it the business way. Yo, he was a 3rd pick. He got the big contract.
Which is correct, by the way. What you're saying is the exact reason why the Knicks have to hold on to him in the start spot.
You can't bring him off the bench. But his play on the court compared to Quickly, he should be coming off the bench. But I understand why he's not. But you can't bring Randle off the bench because, once again, who you bringing him off the bench for? Who's taking that slot? Nah. As much as I like Obi, listen, man, Obi can't do what he's doing for 30-plus minutes. Like, we have to understand that. Like, you can shut Obi down. It may be a little harder to shut Randle down if I'm trying to compare the opposing team on defense. So I can't agree with that. Because now if you have Obi in the game, offensively, man, we're going to be tough to watch. I'm sorry.
Well, from a half court offense, yes, and we're tough to watch in a half court offense now with Julius Randle, but
Yeah.
but my thing is also these are the guys right here with why does it always do that, man? All right, you're playing around too much for me. But the steal leaders in our game right now for the Knicks is Josh Hart. Diggs, what's up, Diggs? How you feeling, bro?
Okay, Diggs, what's up, my brother?
Josh Hart, Immanuel Quickly, Jalen Brunson, Mitchell Robinson. These are the guys that lead the team in steals. They're creating turnovers. They're creating transition points for us. So,
Excuse me.
bless you. These are the guys that are creating more opportunities. And again, I think that's part of our thing. Where once we say somebody's starting, that means that they're getting the most minutes or XYZ. Mitchell Robinson starts. He only plays like 30 minutes a game, 20 minutes a game. I mean, so we know we can spot him in different spots in the game. But we've accepted that Mitchell Robinson and Rudy Gobert, we accepted that they can't play this spot in the fourth quarter because it's a liability. Well, guess what? I think RJ Barrett's a liability to start a game. I think it's a liability for Julius Randle to start a game. Because I think if you put them against everybody's second unit, forget about it. And then Obi Toppin, I just want them to high fly. Who gives you the best energy and chemistry to get this thing rolling? Because again, we're gonna need to steal that game in Cleveland. Because as much as they were saying that the Cleveland Arena is what is it, the Gund Arena or Quick Loan, whatever it's called. I think that's the name of the owner's bank. You ain't the Garden. That ain't the Garden.
I don't care about all that. Exactly.
Get out of here. We get that thing tied at least 1-1 and bring it back to New York City.
Look at me. Ain't no home court advantage in Cleveland. Go ahead. Get out of here with that.
And then we tie 1-1. We come back to the Garden. We got Julius Randle coming back. Remember, would it surprise you if we got Julius Randle coming back off the bench because it is off an injury?
No, right. But that's
what I'm saying is Tibbs has a built-in excuse for that.
Okay,
you know
now
what I mean?
All right. And now, if you're coming from that point of view, then I agree. But just to say he's coming off the bench, no. Now, unhealthy and trying to
work him back in.
Right, I agree to that. That's why the first game is important. If we could steal that first win, that means Randle can rest and come. He don't have to come back for game 2. Now he can come back for game 3. So game 1 is very important. But
okay, so what do you think about that? If we go 1-1 or 2-0 without Randle or Randle coming off the bench, what would you think about that?
If we win game 1, then I wouldn't play Randle game 2 unless he's fully healthy. Now, if we win game 1, he doesn't have to come back. Let's say we lose game 2, we go back to the Garden 1-1. I would start him. I never tell you why. You need that electricity in the Garden. Third game, but remember, you start him, but you don't have to play him starter minutes.
Nah, I get that, but that's here's my thing with that. The whole Willis Reed angle, like there's a drama to that. But no, what I'm saying is that people don't want to admit this, but there's a reason why Vince McMahon just made a deal with UFC. They've merged now, and they're all in the same organization now, right? Right. Because UFC's been copying. Everybody copied wrestling, from Muhammad Ali to whoever. All that ish talking and the way you present yourself, having music in the background. So, remember, we were at the game. Julius Randle doesn't have that it factor. He really would rather just snub. So, remember, when we see Julius Randle coming out, we're going to try to give him a standing ovation. Dog, your job is to go bring the hype in. You have to bring, at that point, you got to understand that's part of the Garden and home court advantage. You coming back and reeling the crowd in. And I just don't see him doing stuff like that. But I hope so.
Let me just say this. In a playoff game, unless Randle is not physically able to play, you cannot start Obi Toppin. I'm sorry. I don't know what y'all see in him. He's cool. But let's be realistic. He's not the 6th or 7th best player on the team.
I can agree.
So that's what I'm saying. So I have nothing against it.
Wait, Mike, hold on. Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, Grimes, IQ, Barrett, maybe, and Randle.
It's no maybe. That's 6.
Okay.
Hold on. The starting five and Quickly,
Brunson, Grimes.
that's 6 right there.
Right.
Now let's be realistic. Hartenstein, I'm not saying, all right, I don't want to.
No, he's right. You're right. Yep.
It's a bad comparison, but what I'm saying is, listen, man, if OB is not having a spectacular, this is why a lot of players, let me give some props to players like Marcus Smart, Pat Beverly, right? Them dudes came in the league and totally changed their whole game to stick. What is OB going to do to stick? What I'm saying is, be the scrappy, defensive, high-flying, rebounding guy. You're not going to start nowhere else. You're not going to start for the Knicks. I'm sorry.
So, well, he's been starting, number one. Number two.
Why he's been starting? You know what I mean. Right, because somebody's hurt.
Right, but we just said we agree Hartenstein is better. But would you start Hartenstein in the playoffs over Toppin right now with Randle out?
No, but you can't do that because you can't start Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson at the same time. Right. So that's why Hartenstein wouldn't be starting. OB is starting because Randle was hurt. And let's be realistic, it's the end of the season, and we already in our position. All I'm saying is, Obi Toppin cannot start for the New York Knicks in the playoffs if Randle is able to play. I'm sorry, you can't do that.
No. I get that. Well, I get that. I'm not saying that that's what they're gonna. Well, they're not gonna do that because of everything you're saying politically and the money.
Nobody would do that.
I'm the crazy person that would. Donnie Nelson would have done that. Donnie Nelson would have done that. They would listen. Donnie Nelson. They don't play these games. So why did we draft Obi Toppin instead of Halliburton? Like these things have to matter. They
made a mistake. Listen. Teams make a mistake. That Frank Ntilikina draft. Look how many players that we could have drafted in Frank Ntilikina's spot. SGA. I think it was Bam, Donovan Mitchell. It was a whole bunch of guys. It was a whole bunch.
Right, but again, you guys keep speaking to who's better and stuff like that. Okay, clearly Julius Randle is better than Obi Toppin. That's not the argument. That would never be the argument. Okay. But I'm talking about fit. Who fits better? I've seen this summer after summer. It's clear as day. It's clear as day the last 2 weeks. We were fine without Randle. That's not an accident to me. It's exactly what I've been seeing. And again, do I think going into it, does it bring you a certain confidence? No, I don't think so. Of course, for a fan base or whatever, if you look at it like, oh, this is a better player. But he's going to come off. If Julius Randle comes off that bench, I'm going to be happy about it. And that's the logical thing to do for somebody who's been coming off an injury. Plus, Obi Toppin spreads the floor better. He shoots better at three than Randle.
But coming off an injury, I agree. But I know what you're doing. Because this is not the first time you said this. You're saying even if he's healthy, you want him coming off the bench. Remember, come on, man.
Yes, I'm saying that.
Come on. Exactly. Say what you want to say, man. Don't come over here sugarfooting on this social media thing, man.
I'm bougie, baby. I'm bougie, baby. Because
come on, man. Say what you really want to say now.
No, but we have to walk it through because I have to combat this same argument with everybody. Nobody's saying Obi's better. Can't say that.
So let me ask you a question. You put Obi, let's just say the beginning of the season. If Obi Toppin is starting, that starting five is terrible, bro. Compared to all the other starting fives, compared to all the other starting fives in the East. Are you kidding me?
Why haven't we been terrible the last 2 weeks, AllBall? That just makes no sense to me.
All right,
it makes no sense. Look, Quinn Grimes. Look, also Quinn Grimes taking this.
I give you two answers. Okay. Grimes and Quickly.
What about him?
That's why we've been successful the last 2 weeks.
Okay. But again, they're playing without Julius Randle. We know this.
But it's not because Obi Toppin's filling in.
Okay, fine. But again, I'm going back to the fact that this is a fit. Obi Toppin fits them better. It might be addition by subtraction. You sit Julius Randle down, he can lead that second unit for whatever reason. They play more fluid together. Pause. With Obi Toppin in the lineup because they know each other better. They root for each other. The first thing IQ does when he scores a big bucket, is run to the bench and high five Obi. He ain't high fiving Randle. Randle's sitting on the end of the bench.
I agree. Listen, you have when you say that, you have a great point because we've talked about that.
So, if you're on the court and you're playing in the playoffs, when you need IQ is the guy. He is the energy source of this team. Brunson is, yes. But when IQ starts rolling, everybody's looking at the crowd.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love IQ's energy. Randle
Right.
don't really have that. And Obi, because he gets hyped too. Randle, there's a lot of negatives with him.
Now, let me tell you something. I'm not a big fan of Randle. And I've been saying that for years. But we're better with him than without him. I'm sorry. And Obi Toppin is not the player to fill that spot. No, I'm not for no whole season. All right, maybe for 2 weeks, maybe for a week, maybe a month due to injury. But a whole year, excuse my language, hell no. Listen, Obi can't fool me with 2 good games. No. Because sometimes on the court, he's lost out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes on the court, yeah, he's terrible. So
okay, but all right. So stay right there. So Julius Randle, 100% of the time, or even 50% of the time, in the half court, he's doing something that's so like high IQ spectacular to you. Okay, he's not lost half the time.
Right. All right. This time I'm gonna sum this up. 50% of Randle is better than 100% of Obi. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, listen, man. I'm sorry. Now, Obi has an opportunity to change my mind like Grimes and Quickly. He hasn't done it yet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you're the 7th or the 8th best player on the squad, which is legendary. Come on, man. You're on the NBA squad. So to be the 7th or 8th best player on your team, yo, man, that's great. But you're not good enough to start in a position over an all-star. And who's been our best player for the past 3-4 years. I can't agree to that. I don't care how many good games he has, how many times it flows with him. I don't see that for a full season with Obi Toppin, because the game plan against Obi could be simple. Keep him outside. Who's Obi's posting up? How was Obi getting to the basket? Right. At least Randle with a half handle, he gonna get to the basket. Even if he gets to the paint and pump fake 30 times and glitch, at least he gonna get there. Let's be realistic. If Obi is not hitting that, is not shooting a wide open 3, or he's going for an alley-oop on a fast break, come on, bro.
So this is the last 2 weeks with, according to
my allergies is terrible this morning.
I don't want to shout out any companies that should be giving
no.
But you should be taking some medicine, my brother.
I didn't take it this morning, I know.
According to Cleaning the Glass, the Knicks score 8.5 more points per possession, post a 2.7% better effective field goal percentage, turn the ball over 1% less without Randle. All of those are 75th percentile. Here's the thing with Obi Toppin, though. This was last year in April of 2022. Toppin had 27 points per game, 6 rebounds a game, 1 block, 46% from the field. And that, of course, that was against a bum team. We weren't expected to do anything. And his 3-pointers has gone down, though. He was shooting like at 50% early on in the season. But again, we're forgetting the Hartenstein matchup to this. Hartenstein, I think he is better than Obi. Again, higher IQ. That thing where he's at the top of the key and he can pass the ball, Randle ain't got that, or Toppin. We ain't got none of that. So when Mitchell Robinson sits down and you have Hartenstein there, Hartenstein should not be looking better than you, or the team should not be looking better with Hartenstein in the court. That's my whole point, AllBall. That's what I'm saying about this. The Knicks should not look better without Randle. They shouldn't look anywhere near better.
Yeah, but to look better for 2 weeks, maybe a month, I can't go against looking better the whole season. We see how he was without Randle last year. We was a laughing stock.
Nah.
Bro, we didn't make the playoffs.
Right, but it was been done before that.
Right,
it's been done before that.
All right, but I'm just saying. I'm just like, all right. Like I said, I was trying to make that point. Marcus Smart, Pat Beverly. Mm-hmm. What is Obi going to do to change his game, to make his game official? Marcus Smart came in defensive player, and now he got a whole offensive package. Pat Beverly came in offensive player. Now he's defensively tough. What is Obi going to do? Is he going to just sit out and shoot threes?
No.
What's going to happen?
I think he's going to make a better play than Randle, get the ball out of his hands sooner, get Quentin Grimes' 10 shots up. Would we not rather see Quentin Grimes shooting 10 3-pointers a game? than Julius Randle doing whatever he's going to decide to do.
Yeah,
It just
mind
feels
that.
better. Right. So,
right.
but that doesn't happen with Randle on the court. That's what's in the numbers right now. What's baked in there is that Quentin Grimes wasn't really getting his 10 3-pointers per game from the middle of the season and before that because Randle was in the game with him. Now with him out, again, might be additions by subtraction, and hopefully you get to see that. And again, my biggest issue has been this. I said it wasn't just RJ Barrett I wanted on the bench. I said they can't start together. I've been saying this for 2 years now, for 3 years now. It was obvious to me. They both lefties. So that's why Hartenstein is so important. He's going to get you, he's going to make that extra pass to get somebody to cut to the basket or make the pass on the top of the key or to the wing to get that corner 3-pointer.
Right. I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that. But once again, to me, what keeps getting lost in this conversation is RJ Barrett. And I'm going to say it again. He needs to step up. Simple and plain. Simple and plain. If we're going to win this series, even if Randle plays, RJ Barrett needs to step up. We've seen what everybody else can do, and they should continue to do. RJ Barrett needs to step up. Simple and plain. We need to be able to play you in the fourth quarter down in key moments of the game.
Right.
Or, once again, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more. Listen, man, he keep playing around if you want to. Send your ass to Charlotte somewhere. For real, man. Send your ass to Washington or something. And I live Chocolate City, beautiful city. But go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out, I'm just trying to figure out, what else can we say about RJ to just, if like we said before, if Randle is starting, I'd rather RJ off the bench.
Yeah, I mean,
I just would.
Yeah, either way, like I said, I have no problem with that. But I don't want that name to get lost. RJ Barrett needs to step up. Simple and plain. We're in the playoffs now.
In his way. And I see what you're saying. In his own way. Clearly, there are things you have to work on that cannot be fixed right now. But rebounding can be fixed.
Listen, give us a reason to want to keep you. Because next summer, we're going to have a lot. Well, this summer, we're going to have a lot of opportunities, man, to make some moves. Give us a reason to want to keep you here. Straight up. Come on, man. Yeah. Well, send your ass to Toronto.
We give Hartenstein some love as well. He only gets 19 minutes a game. I think I was wrong about with my man Mitchell Robinson gets 27 minutes a game. But Hartenstein gets 19 minutes a game, 6.5 rebounds, 4 field goal attempt, 53%. So he's doing this. He only averages like 6 points, but he averages how many assists? Only 1 assist, surprisingly.
Right.
But also the thing with Hartenstein is his passing, and he stopped shooting them damn 3-pointers. Like he was shooting 2 or 3 a game. I was like, what are you doing? You average like 1 for your career, and now you want to come over here and be a 3-point shooter? Nah, play your game. I think they were trying to get him to do that, but after a while they saw the best thing about Hartenstein is that he's a playmaker. Get him at the top of the key. You pull whoever's guarding him, whoever make him a mismatch with somebody else. Especially if it's the other team's best defender and they're on Hartenstein, get him to the top of the key. That way you get him to pass the ball to one of your best guys who has a weaker defender on him. That's right. That's the perfect mismatch for him. Mitchell Robinson can't do that. Julius Randle doesn't do that.
Excuse me, everybody. My allergies is bad today. But Hartenstein also gives us a low post presence. You can dump him the ball down there, and he has a little teardrop. He has a little floater. So that's good that we have somebody you can drop the ball to down low that can actually have an offensive move. Remember, that spreads the floor. That's how the guards get open shots. So that's why Hartenstein is very important because we really don't have a big man that you can throw the ball to in the post. Remember, if you give Mitchell Robinson the ball in the post, you know he's not going to do an offensive move. Hartenstein, you got to respect that a little bit. Even with Randle, you throw him the ball in the post, he's going to find a way to fade away from the basket. So that's why I say everybody plays a key part with this Knicks team. And if everybody does their job to the best of their ability, I see us beating the Cleveland Cavaliers. Because like I said, I'll break it down. Brunson is having a better year than Garland. I like Mobley, so him and Randle matchup would be nice. Mitchell Robinson and Jared Allen, both defensive big men. Jared Allen is a little better because he's more athletic, but Mitchell Robinson is no slouch. So that right there is a gimme. Yeah, Allen is better because he's younger, probably a little more healthier, but Mitchell Robinson is not no chump. But then now you got LeVert off the bench. We got Quickly off the bench. So to me, the only mismatch we have is Donovan Mitchell, which is the best player in the series. And this is once again where RJ Barrett comes in play. If Mitchell's going to average 30, I need Barrett to average 23, 24. You have to offset that. So we have a great opportunity to really do something special. And nobody believes. Nobody believes. And I really think, and this is not trying to be funny, we have the better team. They may have the superstar, but I think we have the better team. Because when you go player by player, we're just as good or maybe better. Brunson is better than Garland to me. And I like Garland. But I said this in the beginning of the season. And it showed throughout the season who's the better player this year. So
I think it's tough. The Garland. I was brought it up yesterday, and y'all could tap into that. Brought to you by Bougie, baby. We have that up. Garland versus Brunson versus Trae Young. I think Trae Young should be the obvious better small guy. But what Brunson does, and even Garland's spectacular, but they all gonna have that same struggle at the end of a game where they can they're all elite playmakers. But the problem is you're gonna bump into they can close out on the paint. So we can make it more predictable for you at the end of the game. Garland versus Brunson, I can see you giving it to Brunson. Pause. Donovan Mitchell over Grimes, I get that. The three is either how you say his name, Osmo or whatever, or LeVert, who's coming off the bench. Over Barrett, like that might be a wash. But Evan Mobley versus Julius Randle.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
As a one-on-one matchup, you might have to go Randle if he's playing. Now, if he's not playing, you got to go Evan Mobley over Toppin.
Of course.
And then Jared Allen over Mitchell Robinson. I got to be real. Like, Jared Allen has put in more work.
Right, of course. But what I'm saying is it's not by far.
No.
My opinion, that's what I'm saying.
And then going 1 through 9 in their bench, I think you're right. The Knicks bench is better.
Right, but the analysts in the whole basketball world will make it seem like the Knicks is chopped liver when it comes to the Cleveland Cavaliers roster. And to me, once again, yeah, I would take Jared Allen over Mitchell Robinson. But once again, Mitchell Robinson is not chopped liver. Randle, right now, Mobley for the future, but we talking right now. Like I said, to me, the only real mismatch is Donovan Mitchell. I think everything else, we're either right there or a little bit better. So this is why I think our chances is very good. It's very good. It's just that people don't want to see the Knicks succeed, man. Like, and I'm tired of that narrative. Like, I'm really tired of, like yesterday we had the live on the show All Ball with Uncle Weiss, big shout out Uncle Weiss. And when we bring up players that would fit the Knicks, and I bring up Dame Lillard to the Knicks, people will find a reason for that to not work. But you'll find a reason for it to work somewhere else. The Knicks hate needs to stop. We're a competitive team. Huh?
I was going to say, I just disagree with it, but go ahead.
No. It's okay to disagree, but why do we keep finding reasons for the Knicks not to be better?
Right.
Like, I don't get it. Why would we want Dame Lillard to go to Milwaukee and not the Knicks? Why? Like, why?
I think it's a part of our thing where, like, the way we talk so much trash. We just got to be able to deal with that side of it, I guess. But you're right. Because of that, stop acting like you're not hating on us. Now we put ourselves in a position where we're gonna make ourselves bigger than what you think we're bigger than what we are. But you the guys arguing with us, we ain't arguing with ourselves now. You guys just joining the party trying to hate on us. Like, to say Dame Lillard wouldn't work in New York, but I don't understand what that means. Like, I understand if you're saying we're trading half the team for him, okay. But if you trade Brunson for Dame Lillard, I think come on, Dame is a notch above. I'd rather have Brunson as a fan.
Right, but I'm saying even if you trade, like, let's be realistic, even if you trade, let's say you trade Barrett, let's say Hart, maybe Sims, and if you would say 48 for his contract and 3 picks, we still keeping. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, depending on the trade goes. By the way, the link is in the chat. We 45 minutes in. Oh, damn near an hour in. Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So so I don't want to get off topic, but this weekend I'm very excited, and this first game is very important. It's very important how we come out. We do not need to get blown out. We do not need to lose by double digits. We need to win this game. And if we do lose this game, it has to be competitive. To let them understand we here. You cannot give them no confidence. Them dudes is young. You cannot give them no confidence. So game 1 Saturday, 6 o'clock, very important. Very important. I think this is the most important game in Knicks history in the past probably 10 years.
Easily. What do you see? Like, we know what we hope to see. What do you think will happen?
I think, and you won't be surprised by this, I think RJ Barrett going to surprise us and have a breakout game. I really do. I think RJ Barrett is going to have a breakout game. I expect Brunson to struggle a little bit. It seems like he's not all the way healthy yet. I expect RJ to have a breakout game, and I expect Quickly to continue to do what he do. I think we win the game. I'm gonna give a score 106, 101. Knicks.
That's such a fair score, because the Cavs are a big time defensive team. Number 1 in the league on some measures, a lot of measures. Remember Brunson gave him 48. They're mad about that. Damn near 50.
Yeah.
I think they he can be the centerpiece of just attack, just being a playmaker. That's what I expect to see, and playing off of him. He doesn't have to score 40 or 50. Maybe we need one of those Brunson games. He has been clutch this year. Right. But what I hope and what I think will happen is IQ coming off that bench and being IQ. And I think that's going to set the tone for Grimes to get those 10, 12 shots, 10, 12 3-pointers, which we need, because they're going to be in rhythm. IQ is going to the basket looking for his shot. And that's what I don't expect RJ Barrett to do anything more than what he's doing. It's 20 points per game. I expect IQ to carry us, Grimes and Brunson at this point.
Hey man, I think RJ is looking forward to Randle not playing and stepping up. I really think, now I agree with you to the point that I think them guys like to play without Randle. That doesn't make it better, but I think RJ Barrett is going, spotlight is on. We in the playoffs. Remember, Randle ain't gonna be playing for a couple games. So I think he takes this opportunity and grabs it by the horns, pause, and takes advantage, man. But I'm gonna say this: Cleveland is tough. It's gonna be a tough one. Cleveland is tough. Listen, that addition of Mitchell Robinson, come on, man, they the fourth seed. That's big. Remember, Boston, Milwaukee, Philly. Hey man, they the 4th seed. So let's not act like we're playing some bums. We're playing the 4th seed, who has a superstar, who has a button star, who has a couple future all-stars, and guys like what's the big man again? USC?
Evan Mobley,
Garland, Jared Allen. So let's not act like, see, this is why I get mad. The Knicks is playing one of the up-and-coming young teams that can be in contention for the next couple years if they keep that core together. So this is why I get upset. Don't treat us like we playing some scrubs. We playing a real good team. So yes, I got us winning game 1, 106, 101. I got RJ Barrett having the big game, and I got Quickly doing what he do.
And shout out to Kobe Altman. By the way, we got the link in the chat. We want to talk for a couple minutes, guys. We got Kobe Altman is the president of basketball operations for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was a general manager. He's the one who really turned his team around after losing LeBron and Kyrie Irving. So what he's done there is magical. He's taking advantage of. He's aggressive, takes advantage of opportunities. He's from New Utrecht, Brooklyn. That's like a Jewish area. And I've come to find out he's Jewish, black dude from Brooklyn.
Yes.
And if you anybody, I would probably might repost it. If you ever get to see Dan Gilbert, who we obviously turned out, we don't like him for what he did with LeBron. Like, we're not big LeBron fans, but you don't talk about no man like that. Not one of our people. But the way Dan Gilbert talks about Kobe Altman was on point, spot on. He introduced him as like, yo, this is one of those rare guys that are street smart and book smart. Like, I'm just beyond excited to have him, run the show. And he's beyond proving himself.
But hold on, let's just go back real quick. Dan Gilbert was wrong. But let's not forget what LeBron did, man. What's the guy that Silver Surfer works for that he come and just takes your whole... That man Galactus them dudes, man. So let's not get Dan Gilbert was wrong now. But listen, man, just imagine you go from making $1 billion to $200 million. Like, remember, that man leaving the whole city leave.
Yeah, but we can't. But see, oh boy, that's my issue with Dave Portnoy coming out and talking about the way he did with Shorty, with Angel Reese.
That was wrong. That was wrong.
No, totally forget the race issue. I ain't talking about all that. You in a position where you up crazy. Dan Gilbert was up more than LeBron, or was at that time. That's not how you carry yourself, though. Like, just because he made a decision, maybe he lacks in class. LeBron did lack some class, because you don't do that to your fan. You remember, you have fans that you leaving like that. So much so that you did come back. So I get feeling that way and trying to pump your crowd, because what you're saying is correct. Remember, Cleveland probably did feel that way. The city of Cleveland, Akron, probably felt like, yo, this bum ass, we burning your jersey. You saw what they did. He was even shocked by it. But nah, you don't come on. Even Jesse, Jesse Jackson came out. I was like, bro, who are you talking to like that? Like, that was crazy. LeBron is the face of the league. You don't. And again, kudos to LeBron for making the business decision to come back over there. But my point was, even with a guy like that, it must say something that Kobe Altman is from New York, black dude from New York, from Brooklyn, that said, nah, I could rock with this guy. And he hired him as the president. He moved from general manager and a scout, general manager, to now the president of basketball operations. Just salute that dude, and salute Dan Gilbert for not being as much of a scumbag as I thought he was.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly, man. Hey, man.
Right. Good point.
He was wrong, and now, hey, man, you coming back. Like I said, Cleveland made a big turnaround, and they have a bright future. Now, are they going to be able to keep Donovan Mitchell? I don't know, but I just want to say this. The Knicks, we got to fight. We got to fight.
But because we got people on. What do you feel now about the Donovan Mitchell trade? Because you wanted the trade to happen.
Okay, I can tell you. I'm still mad we didn't do the trade, because I still think we're better with Donovan Mitchell. He's still the best. My opinion, I've said this to you many a times. Anytime you can get a player on your team that's better than everyone else, you go get him. So this series is going to see if we was right or if we was wrong. So we still don't know. But am I still mad? Yes. Am I still mad that we should have got Zach LaVine? Yes. Fabe, who was the only one on here talking they wanted Zach LaVine? And look what he's been doing ever since that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I think I'm just being consistent with the team aspect of it. I don't see what team we would have had with Donovan Mitchell. And he has two guys down low now, and he had Rudy Gobert in Utah.
But what was the initial trade that Utah wanted?
Bro, not that they wanted. Yo, the Knicks offered Toppin, Barrett, Quickly, I think Grimes, and like 2 or 3 draft picks. They offered that from the outset. And Dan, what's his name? Dan, what's the guy's name from Utah that was in Boston? The GM.
Oh, Danny Ainge.
Danny Ainge said no to it for him because he kept trying to get more draft picks. Like, if he would have taken the first trade, we would look at it as a fleece right now.
Okay, but I heard at one time the trade, we would have been able to keep Barrett and Randle.
No, Randle we would have kept. They didn't want Randle. They wanted Barrett. They wanted Grimes. Remember, he wants trade pieces. Imagine what Utah would look like right now with those pieces, what they have now, and even more draft picks. Like, he knew what he was doing. That's what I was saying before. He knew what he was doing. There's no way imaginable we're gonna lose all these draft picks.
Yo,
And
but you
remember,
know, but you know what I think? Now we talking about it and bringing it back up. Now my brain pause is working a little bit. He never was going to trade Mitchell to us. He used us as bait.
I
Because
can't say that.
how do you take a worse deal than ours? We had the better deal.
Well, I think he saw Cleveland where he was like, they're giving me Colin Sexton, we're getting draft picks, and
Okay, we had
Cleveland's in
draft picks.
right, but Cleveland has Collins. That's what I'm saying. We had a better
Listen,
deal on the table
I like Colin Sexton. He's no game changer. We had the
at
better
all.
right. We had the better deal on the table. So my
Right.
opinion, Danny Ainge being the Riddler that he is, remember, it was talks that he was mad, the Utah organization, because we so-called tampered, bragging that we're going to get Donovan Mitchell. He didn't like that. That's why they play hardball with us. So in my mind now thinking, you never was going to trade him to us anyway.
I can't say that, and the Rudy Gobert trade turned out to be one of the biggest fleas of all time, and we're seeing that right now. I thought it last year,
Right.
and now it's happening now. I can't say that, and they would have had Donovan Mitchell, and we would have had Donovan Mitchell, and we would have been looking at Utah like, "Hey, that's mom. My mom just got in." We can't look at it like that. Oh boy, like Danny Ainge knew what he was doing. That draft capital was serious, especially with Wembanyama. That's what they wanted to, and then he's taking the OKC route. Like OKC's in a crazy spot. What happened?
Listen,
Couple minutes.
my mind goes a little darker, a little deeper, and a little weirder. Danny Ainge played with us. He never was going to send Mitchell to us. The league and everybody figured we didn't get Mitchell, we wasn't going to be nothing, and it
Okay.
backfired. That's really my mindset. Because now when you're thinking about it, who turns down a better deal for a not better deal? I don't want to say worse deal because Sexton is a good player. So who turns down that deal? And then now thinking about the rumblings, because remember, we talked to people, and I've been heard. The year before, they knew Donovan Mitchell was out of there.
Right.
And it was bragging going on that, yeah, he coming to New York. He wanted to be here. And we was kind of bragging as far as the organization. Yeah, we got Donovan Mitchell. And Danny Ainge did not like that. So now you make it seem like we're going to get him. You don't take our deal, but you take a less than deal. And then now the whole league expected us to not be where we at. That's where my mind goes.
So I'm gonna go to Oprah route, and we agree to disagree because what you're saying, it's not like you're out of your mind for thinking that conspiracies happen. For even right now with Mark Cuban, where he sat everybody down, some people are saying that that's a shot at the league. Like, I don't care about your little play-in. I'm gonna sit my guys down. I'm gonna go this route because what are you gonna say? Everybody's benching their players right now. Bless you.
Right.
Bless you. Bless you. Listen, we need you guys to follow the Bougie Baby link because we got to get a GoFundMe, some money up, and get AllBall some allergy medication. This is getting crazy,
my
guys.
God. Yeah, bad today. I apologize.
But I'll take the Oprah route with that. Agree to disagree because the point is, there's no way we're a better team with Donovan Mitchell and you get rid of those players. It just cannot happen. If they are on the 4th seed with that talent, that level of talent on Cleveland right now, one above us, where were they going to end up? Where would we have ended up? I think we would have been in the play-in down there. 2 small guards.
I mean,
that's tough.
I like I said, we could agree to disagree. I think we get that trade. Now you have Brunson, you have Mitchell, you have Randle, you have 3 core pieces. You still got Mitchell Robinson.
No bench.
Yeah, but this is where the GM do their job and you go get guys. It's still guys out there on the market. I'm just saying you have to fill in a roster. I'm just saying for me, we don't know if it'll ever work because it didn't happen. I love the team we have now, but would I want a superstar on my team? Yes. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes. Would I have wanted Donovan Mitchell? Would I have wanted Zach LaVine? Yes. Yes. I'm always going to be like that. Do I want Dame Lillard? Yes. I'm sorry.
This is part of the crazed Knicks fan base. Today's episode sponsored by Bougie Baby. We drink with our pinkies up. At least look like you're out of poverty for a second or two.
Exactly.
Yo, Knicks Talk Tuesday. I gotta wrap this up on my end. I don't know if we're gonna stay on
Yes.
All Ball Talk to the people. Another beautiful episode, 12 to 1 every Tuesday, Monday, Thursday, and Fridays. Of course, we got All Ball TV live, 2 to 3 p.m. Anything you wanna end off with, All Ball?
Oh, no, just appreciate, the people that tunes in and checks in with us, man. We take time out to do this. Y'all see Bad Allergy still on here fighting. Fabian with the great job he does, editing and just setting everything up. We just want to thank everybody, whether it's one person or 1,000 people, because we really love doing this. And tonight is going down, the play-in. I'm taking me a nap because I want to watch both these games tonight. You got Lakers in Minnesota, and you have Miami and Atlanta.
So, and we have right. So we got Lakers and Miami, both of us.
Right. Yes, and then tomorrow night you have Pelicans, OKC, Toronto, Chicago. I got Pelicans, you got OKC, and I think we both picked Toronto.
We did, right? And then that's going to be real quick. What do you think about that Toronto Milwaukee matchup? They get a game or two on Milwaukee, you think? Because they're the original Giannis Wall team. In Miami, really.
I think they could get a game. I'm going to always give certain teams a game because they're professionals. And Toronto was a good team. And Siakam and Van Vliet is not no bums. So I think Toronto can get a game. Can they get two? I don't know. It depends. Remember, Chris Middleton is hurt. It depends if Giannis has a bad game, one game. So it depends. But, yeah, I'll give Toronto a game.
Okay, because respectfully, Chicago, I don't want to see you in the first round. Please.
Yeah, I'm being honest.
Anyway,
yeah.
Yo, you know us. Check us out. We're going live. Check out our shorts. Check out our clips coming up all day long, all week long.
Oh,
see y'all on Thursday.
What? Real quick before you get on, what time is the game tonight? The Lakers.
That gotta be 9 o'clock.
If you can check, because I may go live after the game for probably about 30 minutes. Oh, I need them to lose. Oh, listen, y'all do not know how bad.
It's at 10 o'clock.
Oh, my, 10 o'clock. God, y'all got to take a nap because I got to be to work in the morning. So if
That's
game
crazy.
is at 10, that game, wow, that means that game ain't going until about 12:30.
Yeah, that's insane. And then it's a lot of drama built in. Because shout out to All We Live Fleet. Let Minnesota show up throwing haymakers. Ooh. And listen, yesterday you said this is SGA's time to show he's a superstar. Oh, he will be a superstar. Ant-Man gotta have one of these games. We didn't see you last year in the playoffs.
But this is why I don't like the play-in. Even though I like it, but I don't like it. It should be if you lose that game, you shouldn't be able to compete. If the Lakers or Minnesota lose, they still play the winners or the losers of OKC.
OKC, yeah. Because
that's what makes the play-in whack.
Yeah, it should have just been only for the 8 seed. Like do a little mini tournament for the 8 seed. The 7, the 7 seed should have earned their spot. I guess they were giving it to the second. Yeah, because the first, I agree with you. Because the first team in the conference should have the biggest advantage. Make it so that teams are vying for the best place. That way, not number 2, number 1. Now number 1 is playing a team that had just came out of a tournament and has to deal with them.
Because
so they're even more of an advantage.
Yeah, because before you get off, I know you got to go, but because now this is why this could be a whole other topic. Because now Lakers, Minnesota, Pelicans, OKC, the winners out of those play each other, and then whoever wins out of that makes it to the 8 seed. That's
simple. It would have been so simple because it's the same exact order, and you would have had it's still 3 games. It's still 3 games. Yeah, that was silly, man. That was silly.
Yeah, man. Big games on tonight. Hey, man, appreciate everybody. Today is a beautiful day outside. Make sure y'all enjoy yourself. Knicks Talk Tuesdays.
Knicks Talk Tuesdays, baby.